Hello, Steemits. Hello, YouTube. Crypto G here, coming at you with another Pixlr video tutorial. Um, in this one, I thought I'd try and show you how to recreate snow and make it look like it was a kind of lightly snowing day, which us in the Northern Hemisphere know all about at the moment. We had a little bit of snow in London a couple of weeks ago, first in 5 years, so me and my daughter and wifey had some nice snowball fights. Anyways, uh, a lot of this effect has to do with the type of picture you use. Now, I thought it would be kind of uber cool to use a picture of someone in a bikini because obviously it's quite nice juxtaposing what is usually a nice relaxed hot day with snow. But as you can see here, it's okay. I'm all right with this effect. It does look like it's snowing, and if you look at the original, which I've closed, so I'm not going to show you now, there's a big difference. However, as we go through, this is a much better picture to use here. You can see much more contrasty, and it just looks kind of better here as well. This isn't a bad picture to use. This wasn't a perfect picture. I got it from Unsplash like I do most of my pictures, but it wasn't a perfect picture to use. It was kind of a bit noisy. But still kind of works. Right, so let me show you that. I'm actually going to close that because I'm not going to use this. And I'll show you how I did this one. Okay, so first of all, we are going to, let's shut it actually, just get it out of the way. I don't need to save it, I can do it again. Right, I've got too many pictures open. Oh yes, I've got one more picture to show you. No, we won't save that. I tried doing it here, which I think this is okay. I haven't actually done the levels fixed, but anyway, let's go and choose a new picture. Right, so this is the one we decided on. It's quite nice. I quite like it because he's kind of got, grey highlights in his hair there. She's got a bit of grey, so it kind of looks like it could be snowing anyway. Do you know what I mean? But it clearly isn't. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the brightness and contrast. I'm going to leave the brightness and I'm just going to whack up the contrast to about sort of 10, 12, 11. Yeah, that's fine. Okie dokie. Then I'm going to duplicate the layer and I'm going to add a new blank layer, which is going to be our effects, or you can call it noise layer, but let's call it the effects layer. Effects. Okay. So then let's click off that. Make sure you're still selected on effects. I'm going to come down to filter. No, we're not. We're going to fill first. So make sure you're on black, which we are. Take the paint bucket tool and fill. Oh, we filled them away. Right, now, of course, they're still underneath. We're going to add a noise filter. And I found that 395, which is just a touch off what the maximum for this effect is. It goes up to 400. 395, I think, works really nice. I've done a bit of experimenting. Right, now we're going to go to the screen mode, the blend mode, I should say, of the layer, and we're going to pop it to screen. So now we can see our picture again. Now it's starting to look like snow, but of course that's a bit too much. We are going to now add a pastels filter, and we're just going to inverse that, which gets rid of them, but as you can see, they're still there. They're still there. I'm just going to go okay. I'm just going to zoom in for you so you can still see the noise there, but it looks more like fluff at the moment than snow. Okie dokie. So now we are going to pixelate, still on the top level, and we're going to pixelate. And this will determine the size of your flakes. Now, in the past, I used 4 or 5, but I found for that picture I showed you of these 3 first, what did I use? I used like, I think 11. You know, so there we go, nice big flakes. I think if we go too big, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you see, I like it because the bigger you go, the closer the flakes look like to the camera. So, which basically gives it a bit of depth, and depth is great. Okay, so we're going to go on to 12. But as you can see, they're quite blocky there, and we're going quite square. So now we go, we're going to add the next one. We're going to add a blur. Now, just before we add this blur, I just want to say, usually we could just add a blur like this, and I'm just going to click on this and show you. But I found that when you start using big pixels, you see it hasn't really blurred them. They're still quite square, quite blocky. So I'm just going to go back here in the history and take that blur off, because you quite literally can't see it. So we're going to go filter, we're going to go Gaussian blur. And that will give us, there we go, you see a lot more control. And I'm going to come down to sort of about 30-ish. Yeah, maybe even a little less, 29. 29. There we go. And so now you see now the squarish pixels, they're all rounded off. I'll probably go a bit further actually. Let's go 35. Okay, so I'm going to OK that. Let's zoom back out. There we go. So now we're starting to see. I'm actually going to take that Gaussian blur because it's a bit much. I'm going to go 29. I'm going to go less. Or rather, I'm going to do it when I'm not zoomed in because I want to see the whole picture rather than that little bit I was concentrating on. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okie dokie. So let's OK that. 28 on the Gaussian blur. Right, now the last thing we need to do is we need to jump down to this layer, and we need to add an adjustment. So we need to adjust our curves. We're going to go user presets, go colder, bing, grab the black line in the middle. You can grab it around the middle and just slide down to the left and crush down around here till, you know, judgment, it looks like a nice winter's day. Obviously every picture will be different depending on how much light it has. There we go. I like this because she could be laughing because she's so cold, even though she's kind of zoomed up and they're like, hey. But anyway, I digress. Okie dokie. Right, now let's flatten down. So I'm going to go back up to my effects layer. I'm going to come here and I'm going to, sorry, not flatten down, merge down. So we've still got two ones, and I can turn off this layer and show you the difference. There you go. Nice little effect there. Nice little effect. Yeah, I like that. So there we go. That's how to create snow, a snow look, falling snow look, on a sunny day for whatever reason you might want to. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, Steamians and YouTubers, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.